Hello, I'm Jayne Cravens, and some of you know me as the lady who talks about online volunteering too much, and some of you know me simply as the lady who talks too much. I've been talking about online volunteering or virtual volunteering since 1996, and also talking about promoting ways that organizations can use technology to support all volunteers, regardless of where they provide service, whether it's on-site in traditional ways or if it's remotely. This short training video, which is my first training video, is on using computer video technology to support volunteers. Using video is a way to help your organization to be more real to online volunteers or to remote volunteers. And it can help you to relate better to remote volunteers as real people, not just as an email address. If you have a computer that was made since 2001, you probably already have all of the technology you need to produce a video like the one that you're watching now, or even to engage in live video conferencing, at least if that computer is a Macintosh. Otherwise, pretty much all computers, no matter what kind, sold now, come built in with all of the technology, software, built-in microphone and camera that you need to produce a video like what you're watching now, or to engage in live interactions via video internet conferencing. In addition, a lot of interactive video conferencing is free. You can download it from the internet absolutely free of charge. So just to be clear, what I'm talking about doesn't require a lot of investment financially on your part, but it does require an investment of time. You need to spend the time to learn how to use this technology, and you need to spend the time to actually use it with your volunteers. Now, most communication with online volunteers is done in a text-based way, via email or via instant messaging more and more. And I think it's going to continue this way. I think organizations are going to use video, but I think that text-based is still going to be the primary way people interact with online volunteers. But video, whether pre-recorded as you're experiencing now or live, provides an avenue of communication in which many people may feel more comfortable. It will at least augment all of the other things you do to communicate with your volunteers. Some people have trouble thinking of a volunteer as real when that volunteer is providing their service remotely and you only talk with that volunteer via email or on the phone. And that's why so many organizations require online volunteers to first come on site and meet face-to-face before they give them the service opportunity. It's also why most online volunteers provide service to organizations they're already working with on site in a traditional way. You have several options for using video with volunteers. And for instance, you could use a pre-recorded video, such as that I'm doing now, where the volunteer manager or the executive director of your organization welcomes new volunteers. They can also provide an important update for volunteers that they think would be provided best via a verbal and visual way. It can reaffirm a policy or procedure that you think volunteers really need to keep in mind as part of their service. You could also do a live one-way video feed where the volunteer manager or the executive director talks live via the volunteer's desktop. So they see it on their computers and you're talking live, but you don't see them. And they send in their questions or their comments via email or via text messaging, instant messaging, and then the video presenter responds accordingly. You could use live two-way video feeds where you have a conversation via live video with a volunteer. My favorite tool for this is a free tool called iVisit, and that's the letter I and the word visit, all one word, iVisit.com. You can find out more about that via their website. I like it better than Skype because it works on a greater variety of computer and operating systems than Skype. But some people swear by Skype, so whichever way you want to go, whichever way your volunteers want to go. And if you would like to speak with me via live video, via iVisit, please feel free to email me and give me a time and a date that you would like to speak, and I would be happy to. You can also ask your volunteers for their own video presentations. You could ask a volunteer to create a presentation to show to staff that provides information about the work that the volunteer is doing, or that provides a training for staff on something that the volunteer has an area of expertise in, and the staff would like to also have that area of expertise. One of the things that I did when I was at United Nations Volunteers here in Germany was that I asked our online volunteers to send in 10-second videos of themselves saying, "Hi, my name is so-and-so, I live in whatever city, in whatever country, and I'm an online volunteer." So very short videos. And we took these and we spliced them together into one longer video. And we showed it to staff. We showed it to people at an information booth at a conference in Geneva. And it was really great because people could see that online volunteers were real. And the online volunteers loved it because it was a way for them to interact with us in a different way. And it was a really great idea, and I encourage you to think about doing something similar, asking your volunteers to submit their own video of something. And remember that volunteers can help you do all of this. Sometimes volunteers have expertise that we lack. So put a notice in your newsletter or email your volunteers and say, "I really need some help with how to do a video presentation or to do live video conferencing." And a lot of times you'll find that you already have expertise within your existing volunteers. Or of course you can use your usual recruitment methods to recruit new volunteers to help you use video tools with all of your volunteers. Now, with all of that said, I also have to say that you still have to produce text-based material for your volunteers. And the reason is that not everyone is reached via video conferencing and advanced tools. Some people don't have the internet connection that allows them to view something like this. Some people don't have the computer tools that allow them to view something like this. And you also need to keep in mind that volunteers may not be very good at public speaking, and that's what this is. This is public speaking. And you don't want to set them up for failure, basically, if they're a shy person, if this is not really their area of expertise. So don't demand that volunteers share information via video or talk to you via video conferencing. You also need to remember that one of the nice things about online volunteering when it's only text-based is that it removes a lot of prejudices which you may not even know that you have. You can't see a person's ethnicity. You can't see a person's weight. You can't see a person's age. You can't hear their accent. And you may not even be aware that you have these prejudices, but that all comes back when you do video conferencing. So keep that in mind, that while I do think you should explore this option, remember that it can add some things that online volunteering via text-based took away, and it was a good thing. You also need to keep in mind that you may not be comfortable with this forum. It may not be the best way to present yourself. So practice. I've practiced doing this video and become very comfortable with it. So that's my first training video online, and I hope it's provided you with some inspiration to use online video with your volunteers. I have a lot more information about using video and other internet tools with your volunteers on my own website. And my web address is www.coyotecommunications, that's all one word, coyotecommunications.com. And greetings from Germany, auf Wiedersehen.